Welcome students. In this topic, we will learn about single V butt joint on 10 mm thick MS plates in horizontal position using SMAW process.
At the end of this topic, you will be able to select appropriate electrodes for tack welding and welding process. Prepare and set plates for single V butt joint in horizontal position. Tack weld. Weld single V butt joint in horizontal position using SMAW. Inspect the weldments for defects. Now, let us look at the tools required for single V butt joint on a 10 mm thick MS plate in horizontal position using SMAW process. Steel rule, scriber, prick punch, ball peen hammer, flat file, bench vise, tri-square, tongs, chipping hammer, steel wire brush, electrode cable and earth cable, electrode holder, electrode, personal protective equipment, SMAW welding plant machine, C-clamp. Now, let us see the pre-welding preparations single V butt joint on 10 mm thick MS plates in horizontal position using SMAW process. Cut two 10 mm thick MS plates, 150 mm length by 50 mm width. File the edges and inspect the plates. And bevel the edges. Prepare the plate and make 45-degree bevel for the top plate and 15-degree bevel for the bottom plate with a root face of 1.5 mm by filling. Clean the edges and remove all the burrs. File the bevel and keep the root face 1.5 mm. Set in horizontal position. Tack weld both ends in horizontal position with proper root gap. Keep the electrodes ready for each run. For root run, use 3.15 mm electrode and 110 amps current. For second and third run, use 4 mm electrode and 160 amps current. We have seen the pre-welding preparations. Let us look at the welding process of a single V butt joint on 10 mm thick MS plates in horizontal position using SMAW process. Use personal protective equipment for safety purposes. Select 3.15 mm electrode and use 110 amps current for root run. Maintain electrode angle 70 degrees to 80 degrees. Line of the weld maintain between 40 degrees to 50 degrees. Strictly follow short arc length. Deposit a root run without weaving motion from top plate and fuse the bottom plate and hold the electrode angle 90 degrees to the vertical plate and 65 degrees to 75 degrees to the line of joint. Maintain the keyhole to obtain uniform penetration. Deposit the second run by reducing the electrode angle to the upper vertical plate 55 degrees to 65 degrees using slight weaving motion. The second run has to be deposited partly covering the root run and partly on the bottom plate. Deposit the third run by increasing the electrode angle between 95 degrees to 105 degrees to the upper vertical plate using slight weaving motion. There should be a gap at the bottom toe line of the third run in order to maintain necessary throat thickness. If two pass techniques are adopted, the second should be done in a weaving motion. Deposit the outer edge of the upper fusion face and the junction of the second run. Now, we will look at the important points, defects to follow for a single V-butt joint on 10 mm thick MS plates in horizontal position using SMAW process. Maintain a short arc length with a multi-layer. Avoid over-deposition and side undercut by using a proper angle and travel speed of the electrode. Use tongs to hold the hot job. Prevent the upper edge of the plate from melting off. Wear chipping goggles for the protection of eyes. Let us look at the defects which can be identified during the inspection process. Poor weld bead. Concavity. Cracks. Solid inclusion. Recap.
In this topic, you have learned to prepare the plate with bevel edges, maintain root penetration using the right-sized electrodes, weld the single V butt joint. Inspect the weldments for surface defect.